Hey everybody, David Terrio here, and I'm here to talk to you about Three Things Thursday. And hope you're all having a good week and everybody's staying safe and healthy and happy and looking forward to having next week off, hopefully with some family or friends. Um, this will be shorter than last time. What I want to talk to you about today is just community. And our community, it's been a little tough to build community lately with COVID. We don't have, I used to hang out in the lounge a lot, and we're not really hanging out in the lounge anymore, and we're not having department meetings anymore, and we're not hanging out in the hallways anymore. And I don't know, just kind of tough. I miss all of you, and I hope to see all of you soon. So let's go ahead and just three things I want to share with you. Sorry, this picture is so whack, but I just had to use it. Okay, there is an update for Zoom. I just can't get over this picture. There's an update for Zoom. The way you check it is just when you're in Zoom, go to Zoom US, check for updates, click it. Make sure to update your Zoom because there's a couple features that you might like here. One, you can now do multi-pinning. And what's great about multi-pinning is for those of you who maybe have a sign language person for one of your students, or somebody else, like you want to be able to pin two people at the top so your students can see two people at the top instead of just the instructor. You now have multi-pinning, which is really cool. And it might not help all of us, but hopefully it'll help some of you. And it's an important update and a feature. Also, you can now multi-spotlight. So if you have a couple of students and they're all working together in a group and they're presenting as a group, you can multi-spotlight them, and then they'll all kind of show up as a group when they're doing their presentation, which is pretty cool. And that way the students don't really feel like they're all alone or anything like that. So multi-pin, multi-spotlight are two new features that you might want to check out in Zoom if you're using Zoom. Okay, now obviously, we live in a different generation now. Our students live in a different generation. We used to use phones as phones. Some of us still use phones as phones. But our students are a little different. And our students, we have a lot of students who still love to read, but we also have a lot of students who love to listen and love to listen to podcasts. And I know a lot of you are starting to use podcasts in your classroom, or you've been using them all along. But one podcast in particular, or a source of podcasts that I want you to check out, is a lot of you are hopefully familiar with the magazine and the website Teaching Tolerance. If you actually go there, they have a podcast site, and you can listen to different podcasts by topic. And I think that's really wonderful. And for a lot of you, if you're teaching civil rights movement, or there's other topics on there as well, you might want to check them out. There's quite a few podcasts on here. So if you just go to tolerance.org/podcasts, you can see what podcasts they have there, and it's pretty cool. And, maybe we'll transition from HB Reads to HB Listens. And I think, if your school or your department wanted to pick a podcast that all students listen to, that would be pretty cool. It would facilitate a lot of conversation and help us build community, right? And once again, we're looking for ways to help us build community. Okay, and then I started off with the, what's working Wednesday. And then I realized, like I talked about last time, that we're struggling with a lot of things, and things are kind of working. And I asked a lot of people, please share with me your wins or share with me what's working. And I haven't really heard back from a lot of you. So I'm just assuming that you're kind of like me right now, where you're just doing the best you can. And so instead of doing like what's working, I want to start off with just maybe, what do you need? So what are you struggling with? What do you need? What questions do you have? And maybe I can focus on one or two of those when I do my Three Things Thursday. And I'm going to model that. I'm going to start off with something that I'm still struggling with as a teacher. So I'm not requiring my students to turn their cameras on, and for a lot of different reasons. And, but I really like when their cameras are on, right? I mean, it really helps me out a lot. So I think in my best class, I'll maybe have like 6 cameras come on, maybe 8 at the most, sometimes more like 6. Some classes it's like 1 or 2. And so Edutopia had a thing about encouraging students to turn their cameras on. But if any of you have any strategies for how you get students to voluntarily turn their cameras on, please tell me. I would like to hear them. dterrio@hbuhsd.edu, and please help me out because I could really use the help. Okay. And then let me know what your questions or what you're struggling with or what you need to know. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try and find somebody who does, and I'll get back to you next week. Okay, and lastly, please invite me to your department meetings or any curriculum planning, lesson planning meetings and Miss Talking Shop and learning from others. And hopefully together, no matter how crazy things get and how frustrated we can get sometimes, if we just stick together, boom, we can get through this, okay? I miss you all, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Bye.